Recapping our top stories now, fishermen across Europe have tied up their boats and taken to the streets in protest against the rising cost of fuel. Tent cities have sprung up in China's earthquake zone as officials attempt to move over 1 million people at risk from flooded lakes. And the ruling junta in Burma has further enraged international agencies by evicting cyclone survivors from displacement camps and sending them back to the devastated Irrawaddy Delta. CARE Australia's emergency coordinator, Christina Northey, has just returned to Rangoon from the Irrawaddy Delta. She has to be careful what she says because of the intense scrutiny of foreigners by the Burmese authorities.
Well, Lillian, as you know, I've just returned from part of the Delta region. And whilst I did see quite a lot of destruction down there, what I also saw was care staff on the ground responding to the needs of the victims, and actually aid is getting through to people. So I think that is very important to remember.
The U.S. has accused Burma of causing the loss of tens of thousands of lives and unnecessarily perhaps endangering other lives by hindering relief efforts. And as you said, you've just returned from the Delta area. What is the situation now on the ground from, say, a week ago?
From what I can see, people are receiving aid. Aid is getting through. We've got flights arriving on a daily, an hourly basis, in fact, into Yangon. And aid workers such as myself are managing to access some of these areas that have been hardest hit by Cyclone Nargis. What I saw was our CARE Australia staff there, and they have been there providing aid since the cyclone struck. I think it's important for people to remember that this area is really quite inaccessible. If I can try and paint a bit of a picture for you, we get aid arriving off the plane in Yangon. It then has to get on a truck to make its way down to the Delta. From there, it's dispersed onto boats that are really travelling down very narrow waterways to get to really inaccessible villages. And it's the good work of CARE and other aid agencies that are making sure this aid really is getting through.
How great at this stage is the risk of a second wave of disease and disaster?
Well, as you know, in every emergency, it is important to get aid to people quickly, and we know from previous emergencies, however, that this really needs to happen as soon as we can. As I said, aid is getting through, and we are going to continue to make sure that aid is reaching those that most need it.
And all the very best of luck, Christina. Thank you very much for talking to us.
Thank you. Thanks very much.